Hello guys, Axe here once again, and this is going to be another of my vlog. And for this one, I'll be talking about everything Nintendo. Wait, Nintendo. Oh man. I mean, yes, if you know from the past, my past video, I do talk about Nintendo, and most of them are not in a positive way, but don't worry, for this one, it's actually something good, maybe a little bit of bad, but it's mostly good for Nintendo, good for the consumer, and that somehow Nintendo and their fans are working in harmony, because Nintendo are starting to listen to their fans. So what am I talking about this? Why is it, Nintendo's listening to their fans? Well, if you didn't know, I think last week or so, last Friday, Nintendo had a Nintendo Direct in Japan, and basically they introduced one thing, like a new handheld, or a new 3DS. Yes, Nintendo basically revealed the new 3DS, the next version of the 3DS series. Yeah, there are good things about it, there's bad things about it. When you think about, oh great, a better 3DS, great. Bad thing about it is there are some things that the new 3DS can do that the old 3DS cannot do. So let me explain. First of all, what is the new 3DS? Well, it's like I said, it's a new version of the 3DS, but the biggest thing is, one, it has a built-in right analog stick, or a right stick, mostly used for camera. Because remember, the older 3DS and 3DS XL doesn't have a right analog stick. That's why you have to buy the Circle Pad Pro or Circle Pad Pro XL, or aka the boat, to have a right analog sticks. So it has that. Second, it has basically now more buttons. Not only these have the 4 buttons in the L and R, now it has a ZL and a ZR button, kind of like the PlayStation controller, PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 face button, 4 top button. Or technically it's trying to be the Wii U, the Pro controller. So that's one of the best feature. And another one is, this one has a built-in Amiibo NFC, which, if you don't know what it is that you got these toy figures and you put it on the Wii U has it, you put it on the control gamepad and it reads the data from that figurines, and then you send data in the game, kind of like what Skylander or Disney Infinity. I mean, this done before with Pokemon Rumble, but this time with something better. So, and of course, one of the good thing about the new 3DS is it has a better CPU. So that, what it means is better browsing on the internet, more powerful. When you download games, it's faster than the 3DS, and overall game, it can play games technically better. So that's a good thing about the 3DS. So, but here's the problem. I heard people complain about it. What's going on? Well, the bad thing about the new 3DS is, first of all, is there are games that can only play exclusively on the new 3DS. Which the first game is Xenoblade Chronicle for the 3DS. You can't play it on the 3DS XL or the 3DS. You can only play on the new 3DS because of the better CPU. So that's the bad thing there, because especially if you just bought yourself a 3DS, oh man, now you have to buy another one. That's probably going to be what, $200? So there is a little bit of double dipping, which is, again, double dipping is a bad thing. and because only certain games can be played on the new 3DS, it's the same situation from the Game Boy to the Game Boy Color. Yes, there were some games that you can only play it on the Game Boy Color, such as Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, Bionic Commando, the Link to the Past Oracle games, Dragon Quest 3 for the Game Boy Color, and so on. So that's a bad thing. That's double dipping because it's still. I mean, is it a new system? Well, I don't know if the Game Boy Color is supposed to be a new system or a maybe I can say it's semi-new one. So again, that's the problem. It's the same goes with the Nintendo DS to the DSi, which is what the difference. Well, the Nintendo DS basically plays DS game and GBA game, but the Nintendo DSi plays DS game plus the new DSiWare games, and it has a built-in internet. Again, yes, I mean, there's a video on ReviewTech USA on Nintendo does this weird pattern. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but again, it's Nintendo because I'll explain it later. But all I can say is, and the problem is, what Nintendo does is what they do for Japan only thinks of Japan and nothing else. And the biggest bad thing about, the worst thing about this is the new 3DS, just like any other 3DS, is once again it's region lock, facepalm. Only Nintendo as of now only does region lock. CD players doesn't do it, DVD doesn't do it, the Xbox One doesn't do it, PlayStation P, PlayStation Vita, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 is region free. See, region lock, Nintendo console. Not really surprising, and this is why I emphasize why Iwata should step down. I've been saying it. This is one of the reasons why. Again, his backward business decision. Region lock. My God, I mean, oh my goodness. And of course, that's the biggest downside. Region lock. I mean, yes, I did say they were listening, but then there are some times that they're not listening. And this is one of them. And I mean, ReviewTech USA's video on it, he explains it better, and I agree with it. It's just backwards there. And this is why I say Iwata should step down, because this is one of the reasons. He still believes on region lock. My goodness. Oh man. Okay, so here's my theory about the new 3DS. First of all, why did Nintendo do it? Well, remember, like I said, most of the time Nintendo thinks of Japan and that's it. I think because, especially in Japan, they're not, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think a lot of Japanese gamers are into mobile game. I don't think they play games in their iPhone or in their Android or whatever. They're mostly playing in dedicated gaming handheld portables. So it kind of makes sense for the Japanese market to have a new 3DS. They'll probably buy it. Remember, that's probably their version of the Apple iPhone. So, and that's the reason why also why it's only out for this year's out in Japan, but not in America. And this is one of the reasons why. Because they're prioritizing the Japanese market, because they know a lot of the Japanese gamers are probably going to buy this, than heck, an iPhone 6. So, kind of makes sense. And I know it'll come out in 2015, but my hypothesis is probably going to be maybe like the 3DS or the Game Boy Micro. They're probably not going to sell a lot because nobody wants to hack. Maybe some will. Maybe I might, excuse me, might hack like $200 for this, but I don't know yet. So again, it is basically focused on the Japanese market because 3D, I think that 3DS there sell more better than in America. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. So for me, am I gonna buy one? Well, $200 for the game, Xenoblade Chronicles 3DS, then we'll talk. But for now, I don't know. Again, it is good that they are listening to the fan because they want a better 3DS. Well, maybe the Japanese, but Xenoblade Chronicles now you have an option to play it on the 3DS, because especially in America, if you know the history, they were kind of hesitant to bring Xenoblade Chronicle in America, and when they did, you can only buy it in the Nintendo store or at GameStop for $50, and it was a very limited release because they were so afraid it might not sell. And I did a podcast ramble about Operation Rainfall, and they have said it that, you know, you got that basically Rich and Audrey, which, if you don't know, as of right now, both of them I think works at Nintendo, basically made a statement that people complain, this game's not gonna come out, you better buy this game because it's all about the almighty numbers. So, I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles was a limited release, so I really wasn't really a fan of it, but a lot of people were talking about it, so I guess I kind of regret for not buying it, but whatever. I'm moving on. Maybe I can play it on the 3DS, maybe that's great, we'll see. So that's my thoughts about the 3DS. It's good that Nintendo's listening, because now more people can have a chance to play the 3DS. The problem is that you can only play it in the new one, so it's double dipping. And of course, again, region lock, because Iwata believes on region lock. Facepalm. Alright, so moving on from there is, I never really gave my thoughts about this. I mean, I saw it on in E3 2014. I don't know if I give my thoughts about it, but Amiibo, those Nintendo figurine, yeah, it looks cool. I like figurine. I like to collect them, but they're good for collection, and I think you're gonna sell a lot, just like Skylander and this Infinity, because I know kids love those things, and of course collector. But in my opinion, for $13, that's too expensive for a status figurine. I mean, yeah, it's just too expensive. I'm sorry. If it was $9.99, then maybe, but man, that's too expensive. So, is it gonna sell? Yeah, kids probably gonna buy them. Maybe. Nintendo hardcore collectors, probably. But for $12.99, that's way too expensive. I think, in my opinion, it should be $9.99. Again, it's a great idea, but it's a little bit expensive in my opinion. And like most people said, what can it do? Because if the first game is Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U and 3DS, we'll just have to see what it is. And of course, if you want to know about the Amiibo peripheral, yes, besides the new 3DS, that in 2015 they are going to release a Amiibo platform for the older 3DS. Excuse me. So that's my thoughts about Amiibo. Alright, yeah, that was a quick one. I have really nothing else to say about it. Just, it's cool for collecting, too expensive. So the next one is, this one actually, believe it or not, it's a response to Matt from Your Video Game about Nintendo Holiday Bundle. Yes, they've done this before, and Matt's complaint again is, why not lower the price of the Wii U? Why do you have to put a lot of this value in just to justify $300? And I kind of said this before on the new SKU for the Wii U with the new Super Mario Brothers and new Super Luigi U. So if you don't know, this coming holiday, there's a new Universal bundle that comes with new Super Mario Brothers 3D World, or Super Mario 3D World, and Nintendo Land for $300. And there's one from what I heard from Walmart, I forget what it is, but it's also another, I think, Mario Kart and Nintendo Land for $300. But that's the problem that Matt's complaining. Why do you put this value? Why can't you just lower the price? Why can't you just finally drop the price of the Wii U? I kind of get what he's getting at, and I do agree that I do wish they do price drop. And remember, I did make a guess. Remember that video that I said within a year Nintendo's gonna do a price cut, and they did, which is the deluxe now is $200, as the basic one they're trying to phase it out. And here's the reason why, in my opinion, my theory why that they don't want to do a price drop. Well, first of all, Nintendo really don't want to do a price drop on the Wii U, because if they do that, then they're gonna lose money again. And if you just remember their latest yearly report, even Review Tech USA basically did a news about it. They lost $500,000, and one of the contribute problem was the Wii U, because originally, according to Iwata, there wasn't any plan to drop the Wii U no matter what. They weren't even gonna, I mean, the first came out in 2013, they were not even gonna plan to drop the Deluxe to 350. I know a lot of people said price drop, price drop, price drop. Even I said it, and they finally listened to that one, which is smart. But what happened that one also is there was a price by doing it, which is they were selling the Wii U at a loss, and they were just not making money on the Wii U, which is, again, if you know Nintendo's history, ever since the 3DS and the Wii U, they never sell a console at a loss. That's why the Game Boy Micro was more expensive than the Game Boy SP, because they refused to basically sell the console or the portable at a loss. So that's the reason why they refused to put it to $300, because one is they don't want to cut some losses, and second, it's also an ego thing about the Wii U that some people don't understand, that doing a price cut on the Wii U or in anything, yeah, it may be good to the consumer, but it's also bad to the business. For one, is they're going to lose a lot of money, but second, also, is people don't understand, is it's also the reputation of the console. So if you say, let's just say, like a strong game, again, I'll make up a game here. Say Super Duck Brothers for the Nintendo Wii U. Let's just say that. Developed by a no-name company, whatever. And the reviews basically said, the game is okay. And the developer said, or the company said, yeah, you know what, we'll sell it for $29. Yeah, you're probably going to be inclined to buy it because it's cheap. But the reason why it's $29, because even the developer themselves, or the company who developed that game, said, well, because we know it's not going to be that good and people are not going to buy it for $50, so, well, I think they'll buy it for $30. It also basically shows that the game itself is not that good. That's why it's $30 in a starting price rather than $60. I mean, it is mostly reason is it is, oh, well, we're going to lose some money, we don't want to lose any more money, but it's also a reputation reason, because if you lower the price of the Wii U, say to $250 or heck even $200, not only they're probably going to lose more money, but it's also saying to the common consumer that, wow, the Wii U is only $250. That's supposed to be their latest new console. Man, it must be sucked. That's what they're selling it for $250, because people wouldn't buy it. That's the reason why, and it's a reputation. I mean, heck, at least it's better than the Mario Kart 8 bundle, which comes with Mario Kart 8, a steering wheel, and a Wiimote. I think that was stupid for $330. I mean, I even said that was stupid, that was too expensive, and people argue that no, it's a good value. Whatever, your opinion. My opinion is I think that was a dumb bundle. I mean, in my opinion, this bundle is actually much better than the new Super Mario Bros. U, because you got a more in-depth game, which is Super Mario 3D World, which costs $60, and Nintendo Land, I guess, $30. I mean, if it was like another Mario game, then definitely that's a better value. But again, $30, whatever. I guess you're getting a game that's cost $60. I mean, you probably want to do a math for that one. So, I mean, I do agree with Matt that they should at least lower it down to $250 at least. But the fact is, they don't want to do reason is they don't want to cut any more losses, because they're already cutting losses on the Wii U. But the second one is it's also the reputation of the Wii U. It's already had bad reputation for being overpriced, stupid gimmick, it doesn't have third-party games. And if you lower the price, now you're saying, wow, this Wii U kinda really not that good. And that by $250, that means they really they have no faith on the console. So that's just my theory about it. So I mean, maybe eventually 2015 they'll lower the price, but you know, as of right now they're trying not to because they really are trying to make money. And of course, you got to remember one game that's going to come out, Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. The minute that game comes out, people will incline to buy a Wii U. And you know, like, if you want to buy a Wii U for a cheap price, then you gotta wait. But if you really need to buy that Super Mario Bros. Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U that bad, like when it comes out, then you got no luck. You gotta buy a Wii U, and that's what they're banking on. That's why they don't want to lower the price. So we'll see what happens once Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U comes on, and see if it helped their sales or not. Okay, so the next one about Nintendo I want to talk about is Nintendo is actually listening. Yes, believe it or not, they're finally starting to listen to their fans at least. Not so much because, well, it's still region lock. I guess that is something that they're not going to listen to because they think that's bad for business. So that's kind of stupid in my opinion. But first is Xenoblade Chronicles for the 3DS. Good. Now people can have a second chance to play it because, my goodness, I mean, I emailed Nintendo about this. I even did it on Miiverse that people, you gotta re-release some Wii game and play, like, especially Xenoblade Chronicles. I know they say they don't wanna do it. Well, here's an alternative: is Xenoblade Chronicles for the 3DS. And of course, you can only play the new 3DS, kind of BS, but at least they are listening that they're willing to port it to the 3DS. Second, finally, DLC in games. They're listening to that. One of the biggest complaints was that Nintendo never do DLC. I mean, they technically do DLC. I mean, in the GameCube, believe it or not, in the GBA and GameCube era, it was just very unorthodox. When it comes to the Wii, I think it got better. But finally, with the Wii U, they're finally going to the right direction. Especially with the Mario Golf DLC. Buy them separately, I think, for $8 or $7. I don't know, I can't remember. Or for $15, you can buy all of them with a bundle price, which should save some money. So again, that's a good thing. Even better is with the Mario Kart 8 DLC. And no, I'm not talking about the Mercedes Benz. That's a free one. I've been playing with it. It's fun. I don't know if they're good or not. I gotta try the online. I might do another Megamix game showcase rewind for this one, just to play with the Mercedes on online game. But that'll be in the long run. But they are finally listening because they are going to do more DLC on Mario Kart 8. People ask, I think this game has a potential DLC. Excuse me. So they did. There will be 2 new DLC. And not only that, for each DLC, it comes with 3 characters, 4 cards. I don't know, card with either parts also, with wheels and parachute. But well, let's just say 8 track. 2 courses, 8 or equals to 8 tracks. There you go. And each one of them is $8. I think $7.99. Or buy both of them in a bundle for $13. So you're saving some dollars there. Again, and in my opinion, is that a good price? I mean, not just good. That's very generous for it. You got 8 courses that probably gonna be massive for them to design. 3 characters. I mean, yeah, it's maybe just a reskin, but designing those characters not easy. New cards, and probably even music. So, yeah, I mean that's a good move. That's why they're listening there. So, again, kudos to Nintendo. You're listening to your fans. You're listening to some of them that they are like they want this, they want that. And I hope they do listen to Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. That it needs a C or a Circle Pad Pro support, so you can do Smash with the right stick, kind of like the C stick in the GameCube. So hopefully that is going to be implemented. Because I finally got myself a 3DS XL boat. It was pretty good. Been playing some of the games such as Kingdom Hearts, Dream Drop Descent with the camera. Oh, especially, oh my gosh, Resident Evil Revelation for the 3DS. Flipping awesome. So hopefully Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS will support Circle Path Pro. Please, Sakurai, please, I'm begging you. You gotta let it support. I need that C-stick strategy. So, or right analog stick control. Just saying, please, Sakurai, you gotta listen to that one. So, in conclusion, is Nintendo going in the right direction? In my opinion, yes, they are listening, supporting games in the long run. Mario Kart 8, of course they did it with Mario Golf, and I mean they did it also with Mario Tennis, believe it or not. You get hidden characters for free if you use the AR codes, which is multicolor Yoshi and Metal Mario, if I recall. Mario Kart Golf, you got courses and characters. Mario Kart 8, definitely. And of course, rumor has it that Smash Bros. Will have DLC. This is what I'm gonna say about DLC for Super Smash Bros. Cross-buy deal. This has to be a cross-buy deal. I'm begging you, Sakurai. You gotta make it that the DLC, not only if you buy the free characters or stages for the Wii U, that you also get okay, I take it back. For the characters, at least, that if you buy for the Wii U, you get a code or whatever, so you can also download it for the 3DS. Course-wise, I know the system had different courses, but for characters, it has to be cross-buy. Gotta be cross-buy. I'm just saying it. So again, but like I said, Nintendo is going to the right direction, listening to the fans, trying to support games. They still have the long way to go, such as, well, one, the lack of third-party game. I mean, in Tokyo Game Show, in the Sony conference, believe it or not, one of the game was announced was Resident Evil Revelation 2. Shocking. Capcom actually doing a new game. I guess they finally had some money to make new game. That'll be a different story, but the sad part is no Nintendo support. Same goes with Assassin's Creed Rogue or Unity, no Nintendo support. WWE 2K15, no Nintendo support. And of course, finally the biggest game, whether you like this game or not, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, no Wii U support. So I think I already gave my thoughts about it, but I might go back to it and revisit that story, which is basically the lack of third-party support, the stigmata of Nintendo consoles only meant to play Nintendo games as a secondary console. Excuse me. So that needs to go away, but that'll be a different story. And the two other things I wish Nintendo would do is cheaper Wii U. Instead of really, like Matt said, instead of putting a value to make it say, oh well, at least this is worth $300, just put one game and make it $250, just like the Wii's initial price, $250. That's what people are just saying. And again, I gave my reason, but I think it would be nice to price drop at least by $50. And of course, my goodness sake, Wii U and the 3DS region free, please. Really, you gotta get rid of that region lock. It is annoying. A lot of people are getting upset about it. Even I am. So, okay. So, like I said, they are finally going to the better direction, a good direction, the right direction, but they have a long way to go. So that's my thoughts about the new 3DS, Amiibo, Nintendo bundles, Nintendo in general as of right now. And with that, that's it for now. I'll see you guys later. Bye.